That's right, everybody. It's Chromatica time. Oh my gosh. Okay, it has finally happened. Lady Gaga has released a new album, Chromatica, and I am so excited to talk about it. I have been waiting for this since 2016 when she released Joanne. So hopefully this is going to be a really fun episode. This week we're going to go completely over the album and how I feel about it. I also have a special guest who came in to talk about it for a little bit, and you'll hear that interview. And of course we'll get into all the regular stuff too. All right, I just drank a whole bunch of water. I'm ready to talk about this. I'm so excited, and we're going to completely break it down. Okay, so Chromatica was released about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. I don't know. I've just been listening to it, and I think she's had 2 number 1s so far, and I am beyond proud of her because I've been following her since she released Born This Way. That wasn't her first album, but that's when I became a fan. And I saw her once in concert, and I think I'm going to go to this tour. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. So there's these kind of like transitions and intros to certain songs, and that is Chromatica. Those are called Chromatica 1, 2, and 3. And they're blended seamlessly into the songs. Even my friend the other day was like, oh my God, like that was really good. And it just is. She put everything together so well. And everybody that worked on the album. There's some sad songs, but it's mainly just like these happy, like techno dance songs. And I know that sounds horrible, but for Lady Gaga, I'm very into it. And I don't know, she can pull it off. But I think we should talk about my favorites so far. I've listened to everyone. I know all the words to every song already, so you can challenge me on that. But I think definitely my number 1 favorite is 1,000 Doves, and I think it always will be. I love that song. And I can't play them. Because it's copyrighted, so that's so sad. I like Plastic Dolls. I really love the lyrics in that song. It's really not about the music for me. It's about the lyrics in that song. And then Rain on Me is another top one because I could dance that song all night. It just makes you want to move. And oh my gosh, you need to go listen to all 16 tracks on this album and experience it yourself. Like I'm telling you to, because it is the most, I don't know, not bizarre. I was going to say bizarre. It's just the most outrageous album Lady Gaga's ever released, I think. The last one, Joanne, which was released in 2016, a lot of people weren't a fan of because it was very slowed down and acoustic guitars and stuff like that. And her last pop album, which was very techno and dancey, was Art Pop in 2013. And that's when I went to see her in concert at the Art Rave in Philadelphia. And that concert was so good, but a lot of people hated Art Pop. So right before she released the album Chromatica, she tweeted, Art Pop is dead. And that made me sad, but I totally get it because not a lot of people liked it. There's not one starred song on it. So, all right, that's Chromatica. And I really want to know what you think. So please let me know and listen to every single song, every single one of them. But I wanted to talk about why 1,000 Doves was my favorite, because there are so many other ones that I think people like a lot more. But 1,000 Doves to me, when I first listened to it, and still when I listen to it, is about someone who just is down, negative thinking, and just needs a lift up, just, a small push and to be fine. And she really plays a lot on mental health in the album, especially in 911 too. Just read the lyrics and it's moving, but she puts it in this pop techno dance form that sometimes you don't even care about the lyrics. You just want to listen to it. And I think that's what a lot of people do. So I think it's also important to pay attention to the lyrics and how she's feeling and how she was feeling when she wrote the songs. All right, and now I have a friend with me to talk about Chromatica a little bit. And it was our first interview, so I'm sorry for the awkward pauses, but I hope you do enjoy it. And thank you, Audrey. Hi, Audrey. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. All right. So before we talk about Chromatica, Audrey's definitely not a talker, especially about herself, but I want to explain how we met and why you're here. So how did we meet, Audrey?
Well, in freshman year, we had our first class together, and I decided to sit next to you because you looked like a very intelligent man. And I just wanted to copy off of
She means a nerd.
Copy off of all of your answers.
Okay, all right. And one interesting fact about yourself. Like your job?
Well, I work at Red Lobster.
Okay, that's cool. Lobsters are nice. This is my friend, everybody. All right, so back to Chromatica. What were your first impressions when the album came out?
Well, I didn't really have an interest on listening to all the songs, but because you are a big fan of Lady Gaga, you kind of made me. And I'm actually pretty glad that you did because there are quite a few that I really like.
All right, what's your top song so far?
Rain on Me, featuring Ariana Grande.
That great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to dance.
Okay. All right, and I heard you had a special connection in 911.
Not necessarily a special connection, but I do like that one, again, because it makes me want to dance.
And the intros are pretty smooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, all right, Audrey. Thanks for your opinions on this topic, and thanks for introducing yourself to my listeners.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that. It was very hard for us to get through because we were laughing. Okay, I just recorded this whole thing and it did not work. Okay. So I was talking about Vogue, and I was going to talk about the June-July edition of Vogue to jump into fashion, but let me first off say I love the cover. It's just this beautiful rose, and the title is Our Common Thread. A special issue, creativity in a time of crisis. So it's very art and photography, and I actually saw something about knitting that was super interesting in here. So it's really focusing on a lot of other things other than fashion. So there wasn't a lot of fashion in here, which was sad. Yves Saint Laurent showed a little sneak peek of their summer 2020 collection, and you could look at that on ysl.com, but that was the only thing I found notable. Also, there's this just random page, and it says, "Together we stand. As the fashion industry faces profound challenges, all of us at Vogue, together with the Council of Fashion Designers of America, are determined to help. And I thought that was very interesting because a couple of pages after that, you see a cigarette ad, a full page ad for cigarettes. And this is something that I looked up. I always Googled Vogue. I always tried to read it online when I was younger, before I got a subscription. And also, I've never seen it since I've got a subscription, by the way. But I know there are so many young people reading this, especially in the LGBT community. And that's just, I mean, how much could they be paying you to put a full page ad for cigarettes? Probably a lot, but still. I mean, all these ads, Gucci, and they have to put a cigarette ad. So definitely ashamed with Vogue on that one. And I think that's where we'll leave it with fashion for this week. All right. Getting away from fashion, I usually go into politics and news. And I haven't really wanted to, but I'm going to say a little bit. And that is that I think everyone should fight for their rights and definitely protest, but peacefully. I'm definitely not about riots. I don't think that's okay. I don't think you're accomplishing anything by destroying things. But also, there is an equality problem in this country that needs to be fixed. So, come together and work on a solution. Don't just break buildings to break buildings, because that does nothing. And that's all I'm really going to say about that. All right, everybody. Have a great week, and thank you for listening to
Cheese Talk.